Hi guys, it's Lori from Bookishly Lori. Welcome back to my channel. Today I have a giant book haul for you guys. I kind of went quarantine crazy. I did things I should not have done, but it's all cool. I have a bunch of books to haul for you guys, so much so that I actually decided to split up my book haul into two parts. So you're getting that first part today. I have a few books that I bought on the side and a pretty big book outlet order. So let's get into it. Alright, so first up for my book of the month pick, I picked The Boyfriend Project by Farah Rochan. Honestly, it was one of those months with book of the month. You never really know what you're going to get. But this is a romance book. We have a main character, Samia, and she live tweets a horrific date, and she's been catfished by a three-timing jerk of a boyfriend. So she meets the other two girlfriends, and they've gone viral online for being best friends, and they make a pact to spend the next 6 months investing in themselves. No men, no dating. Of course, she's going to meet someone. We know how this works. But I am always interested in the romances that Book of the Month releases. Last month I got Beach Read. I still haven't read that one yet. So these are both going to be great for my summer TBR. From Book of the Month I also picked up Cersei by Madeline Miller. I've already read this book. It was one of my favorites last year. It was also the book of the year in 2018. I read it in 2019. I loved it and I wanted to own a copy. So if you're not familiar with Cersei, this is Madeline Miller's interpretation of the Greek myth of Cersei, so great book, highly recommend. Next up, I went ahead and I bought volumes 1, 2, and 3 of Heartstopper by Alice Oseman. I had read volumes 1 and 2 already, but volume 3 I hadn't read it yet before I got it, and it was super cute. If you're not familiar with this very popular graphic novel series, it's about two boys that meet in high school in London and fall in love, and it is like a very sweet, sappy, innocent romance. But towards book 3, we're starting to see some darker things that are happening with Charlie. Charlie was severely bullied in the past, and there are definitely trigger warnings in this third volume for mentions of eating disorders and triggering things relating to that. So I would caution you going into this book. Watson, please don't knock over my camera. So other than that, I mean, even with that included, these books are absolutely adorable, super sweet reads, and I'm really happy to have them in my collection. They are just like the cutest, sweetest cover and very cute art style as well. And these two characters also appeared in Solitaire by Alice Oseman. So if you read her books, they make appearances in a few of her books. But I definitely love this graphic novel series, and I can't wait for the 4th one to come out. Next up, I have A Little Life by Hanya Yanagihara. This book is very popular on BookTube, and it is very chunky and thick. It is like over 800 pages, so this would probably be the longest book that I've read this year if I do end up reading it this year. From what I've heard of it, it is very character driven and very sad and a hard-hitting contemporary, which those are all buzzwords for me. I love hard-hitting contemporaries and I love character driven stories. So this follows a group of, I believe, 4 college friends, and it follows them from the time that they're in college together to the time they are elderly. So it follows them throughout their whole life and focuses on Jude, who has a disability, and I've just heard it is absolutely heartbreaking and extremely triggering, which doesn't sound like a normal selling point, but I feel like if I'm in the right headspace to read this, it can be a very emotionally impactful book and a very important book, and I would absolutely love that. So when I feel like I can tackle this, it has definitely been on my list. I love watching reading vlogs, like non-spoilery reading vlogs of people reading this and crying because I just feel like, wow, if it can pull that amount of emotion out of people, that's a book that I need to read. So I have had it on my list for a while, so I'm glad that I can own a copy and pick it up whenever I want to. I then picked up a copy of Girls of Paper and Fire by Natasha and this book is a YA fantasy, which is something I've been trying to get more into. Getting more into YA fantasy has been a goal for me, and from my understanding of this synopsis, it follows a girl who lives in a kingdom where there's a thing called paper girls, which is basically a harem that these girls have to go and live with a king, and I believe he's like a half human, half beast king, and all these girls are forced into this, but our main character is going to try and infiltrate this and kind of take it down from within, and she ends up falling in love with another of the paper girls. So I'm super excited for this. I've heard mixed things, but I feel like you know, not being a super big fan of YA fantasy, there'll be things in this that I haven't already seen, and so I won't fall into the category of it being too familiar for me. So I'm really excited for it. So I've been wanting to own it for a while, and I think this cover is just absolutely gorgeous. Alright, and next up I ordered some Leigh Bardugo books. I'm trying to complete my Leigh Bardugo collection right now. So I picked up the Grishaverse series. This is the Shadow and Bone trilogy. So we have Shadow and Bone, Siege and Storm, and Ruin and Rising. I have not... Thanks, Watson. I haven't read this trilogy yet, but I have read Six of Crows and Crooked Kingdom, and I love Leigh Bardugo's writing style. And with the Grishaverse TV show on Netflix coming out soon, I definitely want to catch up and know these characters better, so I want to go ahead and dive into this. And because I love... So the paperbacks just weren't enough, so I went ahead and bought the super extra exclusive edition hardcovers. They are so gorgeous. I absolutely love them. So we have Six of Crows here, beautiful red edges. And what's cool about these is that they also have character art in them. So they are gorgeous. They're also signed by Leigh Bardugo. They have like an exclusive author's notes. They have the beautiful maps, which I believe the regular hardbacks do as well. These have a different art style. So yeah, I just absolutely loved these collector's editions, and I kind of treated myself to these as my birthday present so that I can have them forever, because I think they're just so gorgeous, and they definitely make me want to reread this duology. So. Okay, and next up, I also made a pretty big order on Book Outlet. So let's dive right into that. I actually have 2 Book Outlet orders coming. So this is the first one, and I don't remember which one I ordered first or what's in here. So let's see. Oh wow. So the first book I see on the top is Me and Me by Alice Coopers. This is definitely the one that was like $2 that I needed to add onto my basket to get free shipping. So I don't remember what this is about. So tragedy strikes on Lark's 17th birthday. Alec, her date, and Annabelle, her former babysitting charge, are drowning. She can only save one of them. In that moment, everything changes for Lark. Strange messages start appearing on her phone. Her new boyfriend has mysterious secrets, and tensions are rising at home. Her band is taking off. They're preparing for an upcoming gig, and she has a new passion for free climbing. Nonetheless, Lark feels like she's the one drowning. She has to face up to the choices she's made and what they mean to her, unless it's already too late. So I definitely can see why I picked this out. It has a band, and it has like kind of a mystery element to it. So I think this is going to be a good summer read. It's going to be really quick. So yeah, I'm excited about this. I haven't heard anything about it, but You know how book outlet goes. Next up, I see An Enchantment of Ravens by Margaret Robertson. I'm gonna have to get rid of the sticker because I hate when stickers cover part of the book. So this is a book about a kind of like very similar to the concept of ACOTAR, where we have Isabel and she's an artist and she is tasked to paint a portrait of a fairy prince because they cannot craft using human skills like painting and cooking and things like that. So they have to hire it out so that humans do that for them, and she paints the fairy prince with sorrow in his eyes, which is a human emotion, and so she gets into some trouble for that and the story takes off from there. So I'm really excited about this. I've heard it's a really cute romance and has some fairies in it, which fairy stories are kind of hit or miss for me. I really like the ACOTAR series for what it is, but I didn't really like The Cruel Prince, so I'm kind of interested to see another one and see how I feel about it. Again, me trying to get into YA fantasy, the next book I picked up was Give the Dark My Love by Beth Revis. So this book has a really interesting kind of like tagline on the back. It says, I saw death itself. It was a feral thing made of smoke and shadow. It was hollow and empty and hungry. She's going to school for medicinal alchemy, a scholarship student, matriculating with the children of Lunar Island's wealthiest and most powerful families. Nedra doesn't quite fit in with the other kids at Yugen until she meets Gregory Grey Astor. Grey is immediately taken by the brilliant and stubborn Nedra, who he notices is especially invested in her studies, and for a good reason. A deadly plague has been sweeping through the north, and it's making its way toward the cities. So I'm really interested in this. I feel like I'm really trying to give a go at getting into YA fantasy, and I think this cover and this title kind of just caught my eye, so I'm excited. I think sometimes it's good to get books that are outside of your comfort zone just to give them a chance and kind of see if you can expand your reading taste. So yeah, We Hunt the Flame by Hafsa Faisal. So this is about a hunter disguising herself as a man. She braves the cursed forest of the Arse to feed her people. Nizir is the Prince of Death, assassinating those foolish enough to defy his autocratic father, the Sultan. So yeah, this kind of seems like a oh no, there's like a little tear. Aw, that's okay. So another fantasy that seemed really interesting to me. Oh, it has a map. It's a pretty map. So hopefully I enjoy this. Honestly, with Book Outlet, I kind of go in blind to a lot of these books, but yeah, I'm excited for this one. I feel like this kind of gives me like a like she has bows and arrows, like a Katniss Everdeen vibe, and it kind of like has doesn't this cover remind you of like a Starry Night? Is it just me? But yeah, this is a beautiful cover. So I'm excited to see what this is all about. We are stacking up. Oh my gosh! I'm excited about this next thing that I see. This was definitely something I bought very much on purpose. We have Suicide Squad, the New 52, Volume 1, Kicked in the Teeth, with Miss Harley Quinn on the front cover. So I am really excited to start adding to my graphic novel collection, and I want to start getting more into comics and start collecting some more Harley Quinn comics. So I am really excited to get into this and see what this is all about. I'm like peeking in here and I'm like, ooh, this is going to be really good. So I'm excited for this. Next one I see is The Library of Fates. This cover is literally the most gorgeous thing. So, ooh. No one is entirely certain what brings the Emperor Silkander to Shalingar. Until now, the idyllic kingdom has been immune to his many violent conquests. To keep the visit friendly, Princess Amarita has offered herself as his bride, sacrificing everything, family, her childhood love, and her freedom to save her people, but her offer isn't enough. So I'm really excited to get into this. I feel like this is like maybe some like Indian mythology vibe going into this. I really don't know. Again, I feel like Book Outlet kind of like, I don't know much about it, but I'm excited. I don't know what's going on, but I'm excited. So yeah, I just feel like this is a really gorgeous book, and I can't wait to find out more about it. The cover, this girl on the cover is very mysterious, and it's blurred by Roshani Chakshi, who wrote The Star-Touched Queen, and so she says that it has a sweeping quest, a sumptuous romance, and complex heroines. So that is all sounding pretty good to me. Two more. I have Love in the Time of Global Warming by Francesca Lia Block. I have quite a few of her books. She wrote the Wheat Sea Bat series, so I need to read those still, but she has a very poetic writing style, kind of like very similar to Laini Taylor, and this is about our main character Penn, who has lost everything in the earthshaker that all but destroyed the city of Los Angeles. She sets out into a wasteland to search for her family, her journey guided by a tattered copy of Homer's Odyssey. Soon, she begins to realize her own abilities and strength as she faces false promises of safety, the cloned giants who feast on humans, and a madman who wishes her dead. On her voyage, Penn learns to tell stories that reflect her strange visions, while she and her fellow survivors navigate the dangers that lie in wait. So yeah, this says it's a stunning reimagining of Homer's Odyssey, exploring love, queerness, and environmental devastation. I love that. That sounds perfect. So I have been having this on my read list for a while. So yeah, I love all the butterflies in this. Like every chapter header has like butterflies on it, like monarch butterflies like the cover. So excited for this as well. And the last book from this order, which has a different cover than what it looked like online, but that's okay. So this is called The Thorn Necklace, and it's also by Francesca Lia Block, but I believe this is a non-fiction book, and it's about healing through writing and the creative process. So the reason why it's called The Thorn Necklace is because the self-portrait of Frida Kahlo that had the thorn necklace on it. I love Frida Kahlo, so the cover that was on Book Outlet is what initially drew me to this. I love nonfiction, and so I'm really excited to pick this up and see what it kind of has to offer about writing in the creative process and like kind of healing. It seems like there's kind of in the lens of how to create art in order to heal. So that seems really interesting to me. So those are all of the books in my first half of my giant book haul. I have another Book Outlet order and Amazon order coming in. Do not at me. I know Amazon is bad. I should not be ordering from Amazon. I know. But I am weak. And I am sorry. But yeah, in the quarantine I kind of went a little crazy and ordered this huge amount of books. So the whole goal of getting my TBR under control is gone. She's out the water. She's dead. But it's okay, because honestly I'll catch up. I'll catch up in time. I've already read the 3 Heartstopper books, and these 2 are already read. So it'll be okay. We have the summer coming up, and other than being in grad school, once I finish teaching next week, I will only be doing grad school, so I will have more time to read. That's what I'm telling myself. So hopefully the TBR situation will stay somewhat reasonable, but it's honestly fun, a fun challenge to have some more new books to add to my shelf, and definitely getting into some more fantasy options I think is going to be really good, because now I can have a healthy mix of fantasy and contemporary. So that was my book haul. I hope you guys enjoyed that. Let me know if you saw one of your favorite books that you're excited to see me read it and share my opinions on it. So thank you guys so much for watching. I'll see you in the next one, and remember, enjoy the journey. Bye. You should have